What's up everyone? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Corey and today we've got a surprise project for you guys. So my friend, he said that he actually has a vintage motorcycle sitting in his barn that's been there for many years, and he told me if I came and picked it up I could have it for free. So today we're going to run over there and pick it up and see what he has for us, so stay tuned.
I was mind blown at how much power it had. I mean, it was like it was wanting me to give it more to play with.
At least you drink. When you're bond, you just take the belly pan and all that off.
Old belly pan, they're fine.
Just go and give us a little. Still dark in this corner. A little bit. My legs, I can't tell if they're still in any way or not. Yeah, here's something right
See
here.
if we can get this one lifted up. That'll really help.
Whew.
Oh, there she is. You know, when I was looking at this online, I was looking for pictures of it. I didn't realize, but it's orange and green. I knew it was orange. I thought it was orange and black. But this right here,
I believe it is green. Ain't it?
It's green.
I always thought it was black.
yeah, it's just because it's so dirty. But yeah, we'll just get a little bit of the backstory on it, if you don't mind, just for them. I know we've talked about it a little bit, but we'll kind of go from there.
The only thing I know about it is I had a boss that bought it one time from a guy that needed money, and he left it here.
Right.
And he's deceased now,
Yeah.
and it's just sitting right here where you see it.
Right. How long would you say it's been here, you think, if you had to guess?
Somewhere in the late 90s.
Late 90s? Okay, so every bit of 20 plus years.
Yeah.
Okay. So
But it still don't look that bad sitting
no,
20 years.
no, it'll clean up nice for sure. So we'll definitely. It looks like it's got the original parts and everything, from what I can tell. It's definitely gonna need some tires. That one looks fine because it hadn't been on the machine, but I wonder how many miles is on it. Well, we'll look at it once we get out of here. It's hard to see.
I don't know, Corey. But other than that, I don't know much about the Suzuki's.
Yeah, this is my first motorcycle I've worked on, first Suzuki that I've owned, so this will be.
We grew up with Hondas, and this is what we always had.
Right. Well, we'll get the trailer back here. We'll try to get this thing loaded up and get it out of here before it gets too late in the day. Guys, check this thing out. This thing, you can tell, has been sitting here. Look at all that dust on this thing. This is a Suzuki TS250. I believe it's a 72 or 73 model. It's got the key in it there, and it's missing the rear wheel, which is right here. We'll hopefully find the parts to put that back on here. But as far as I know, this thing is 100% original. Been sitting here for 20 plus years, like you said. So I think this is going to be a really fun project. Let's get this thing pulled out of here and we'll get it back to the house. That's a rear brake and
There you go. Dude, this has a Spartanburg Suzuki tag on it.
oh, it does have a tag.
No, like a sticker.
Oh,
Like a Spartanburg Suzuki sticker.
okay, I get what you're saying. Like a dealership.
Yeah.
You want me to go get the air tank, put the money in that car?
Nah, it's cracked, so you ain't gonna get air in it anyways.
What we can do is
Here, let's move that tire. I don't want to damage this tank because that tank's in real good shape.
Yes, it is.
If I have to sit on here with this thing, I will.
Yeah.
Slide it on back against the back, and I'll tilt it back just to her.
Okay.
This here to
Well, he's got that in there now.
Yeah. So if you want to lift it up, because it'll fall forward if not. Not the most conventional way, but we'll have to come back to see if there's any parts sitting around. Yeah. That throttle's not even seized. The throttle's right there. Well, that's the clutch there. I can't tell with the brake. It don't moving. It's moving, yeah. But the clutch cable's not seized either. $4,000 miles.
4,000 miles. Yeah, that wheel. Not working very well. I don't remember this camera. Stand by or whatever, and then we'll let him go on his way. Get this. See, you get it going.
Yeah.
With minimum cost. That's my goal.
Yeah. Well,
I don't want to see you tie a lot of money up there.
Yeah. Like I said, I don't have anything in it. So whatever I put into it, I don't think it'll be very much. Yeah. So, but we'll get it figured out. But either way, we appreciate your help, and like I said, once we get it running, I'll bring it back over here and show you.
I was glad I heard y'all talking about that.
Yeah. Do you want the rest of the Slim Jim? It's probably still good. All right, guys. Well, we got the bike back home. As you can tell, now that we got it kind of in the sunlight, this thing is filthy. Looking it over a little bit, it does look like we have majority of the parts. We're missing some parts back here for this rear wheel. I'm probably just going to buy an entire wheel with the hub and axle and everything. That way we can get that put on there. But this just kind of gives you an idea of what it looks like. But our first point of interest, we're going to do a quick walk around of this thing, and then we're going to go ahead and wash this thing up. So at first glance, this thing is in pretty good condition. This tank doesn't look like it's dented up at all. It does have the key in it there. It's got the original carb, and overall, I mean, this thing is just in pretty nice shape. Even the seat, I mean, there's one mark there, but the seat's in really good condition. Oh, there's another one there, I didn't see that. The plastics look pretty good. The only thing on the front here, this front fender, looks like it's broken. But I think it's gonna clean up really, really nice. So let's go ahead, we're gonna swap on over and get the pressure washer out, and we'll get this thing cleaned up before we work on it. right, guys. Well, here she is. She's all washed up and she is looking much nicer. We got all that dirt removed. The seat came out really nice. This gas tank really looks sharp. I know it's got a few spots here and there, but overall this gas tank looks really nice. The chrome cleaned up pretty well. So overall, I can't complain. That dirt, I think, did a good job kind of keeping this thing preserved a little bit. So now that we got this washed up, let's get it inside. We're going to go ahead. We're going to check for spark. We're going to check for compression, and then we're going to check for fuel. So we'll probably have to dig into that carburetor. I'm interested to see how dirty it is, if it was left with fuel in it or not. And then we're definitely going to have to look into this air filter as well. I've got a feeling that it's full of surprises. So let's step in the garage here and we'll get to work on this thing. All right, so we got the bike in the garage here. First thing I want to do, I want to go ahead and get some oil down the cylinder there to lubricate the inside of the cylinder. I want to go ahead and check to make sure that it has oil, and then we're going to take a look at this air filter as well to make sure that it's not super clogged up. So let's check those before we try to kick this thing over at all. So it looks like, I was thinking the air filter, the access would be here. I think it's underneath the seat. So let's take that off and take a look in there first. Well, there's our cage, but looks like that's all that's left of, I guess, part of the air filter. I'm not 100% sure. So if you look down in here, there's a little bit of dirt and stuff. So we definitely want to get that vacuumed out. So I'm going to do that real quick, and then we're going to move on over and see if this thing has oil, see if it's kicking over or seized up at all, and then we're gonna put some oil down the cylinder as well. So we're gonna pop off this cap here for the oil. Take a look at that real quick first. So it definitely has oil, and actually looks fairly new, not super dark. So at least it's got oil in it. Let's go ahead and pop off our spark plug. We'll get some lubrication down the cylinder as well and see if this thing kicks over at all. So one thing I like about these, on these older two-strokes that Suzuki had, they have a dual spark plug. So if you foul one out, you can just pop your coil over from one onto the other. But this plug here doesn't look bad. Definitely think we can continue to use that one. But let's get some WD-40 down here real quick. Moment of truth, let's see if this thing will kick over now, if it's seized up. Oh yeah. Feels smooth. Ooh. I think it's stuck in gear. I need to take this chain off real quick. Give me a second. Now check it out now that we have that chain off. Nice and smooth. I don't know the compression yet because I still have that spark plug removed. So we're gonna put that in there and see how our compression feels. Spark plug is back in. Oh yeah, a lot of compression. Yeah, I think that'll be enough compression for us to at least see if it'll start up. We'll see if those rings are stuck at all, but that feels pretty good to me. Next, we're gonna check this guy for spark. So, looks like it's a little loose on there. Get that tightened down some. I'll be surprised if this thing has sparked. There's 3 different key settings here. I'm assuming that's off, that's probably on, and then that's on with the lights. So we'll try the second one first. Let me grab a spark plug. All right, you guys watch right here. Let's see if it has spark. So I don't know if you guys were able to see that. It in fact does have spark, so that's a great sign. This is going really smoothly so far. So our next thing, we need to make sure this thing has fuel. We're gonna take a look at this gas tank, probably have to remove that, and I've got a separate auxiliary tank that we can use to put some premix in. So let's hop on over, we're gonna do that next, and we're gonna see if this thing fires up for the first time in about 25 years. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at this gas tank. I've got a good feeling that it's not gonna look too good inside, but you guys give me your best guess in the comments if you think it's gonna be rusty or clean. But let's go ahead and do a reveal here and see. You can't see, let me grab a flashlight. All right, we got the flashlight.
Here, I found it. I found it.
Yeah, you found it. So yeah, if you look down in there, it's got some exposed metal, but that looks pretty rough. Top of the cap is completely rusted. So I don't know how well this thing will clean up for us, but for now we've got that separate tank, so we'll worry about this one later. Last thing we're gonna do, we're gonna pop this carb off real quick. We're gonna try to get it cleaned up a little bit, see how dirty it is, and then we're gonna try to fire this thing up. All right, guys, there you have it. There was a few acorns that fell out of the inside of here, and as you can tell, that thing looks really nasty. The inlet for where the fuel goes in is completely clogged, so we're definitely gonna have to break this thing down and clean it up. So let's do that real fast. I'm having trouble getting this bowl loose. Let me try to break it free here, and then we'll be back. So after a little bit of work, we were finally able to get that bowl off. As you can tell, this thing is super nasty. If you look inside the bowl here, those floats are stuck. We're gonna have to get this thing cleaned up pretty well, see how it does. But once I do that, we'll be back. We'll get it reinstalled back on the bike. So stay tuned, guys. Welcome back, guys. It has been I'd say about 3 days since the last part that we filmed. We finally got our carb cleaned up. It took us quite a while to clean it up. I soaked this thing probably 2 days straight in the ultrasonic cleaner. I went through 2 cans of carb cleaner, and I mean, this thing was just filthy. This is probably one of the worst ones that I've had to clean. So before, our floats and everything were stuck, if you listen to it now, they're all free. It cleaned up quite well after I got through the gunk and grime. But let's go ahead and throw this on the bike so we can attempt this first start. And while we're doing that, we're just gonna talk a little bit, update you on some things in my life, and we'll go from there. I don't know about y'all, but I'm excited to hear this thing run. But with that being said, my buddy Randy, this wouldn't be possible without him donating this bike and letting us pick it up. So I do appreciate Randy letting us grab this thing and, kind of donating it for the cause. And then my brother-in-law, you saw him a little bit earlier in the video as well. He was filming some things. That's Jordan. He actually has his own channel as well. He makes Christian content for hunters. He loves to go out and hunt. I think he frequently goes out to Illinois and does some hunts out there. And he just loves the outdoors. If that's something you like, I'll put his channel in the description as well. Definitely check him out. Finally got it on there. That thing was a pain. I'm not gonna put the air box on right now. I don't have an air filter yet. But apart from the bad news in the world, one good thing, or one exciting thing that's happened recently for me, my wife and I found out a few weeks ago that we're actually gonna be having a little boy as well. So that's exciting for us. We're really looking forward to that. And, we're just truly blessed by God to be able to build a family and raise them. And, I'm still relatively young, but one of my biggest accomplishments in life has been seeing my family grow. So I'm very thankful for that and excited. So hopefully we'll have some helpers on the channel in the future. All right, so we finally got our carb situated back on the bike. I'm gonna go ahead and hook up the fuel, and we're gonna start kicking this thing over and see how many kicks that it takes. I'm not gonna cut anything. I'm gonna let you guys see for the very first time that it's hopefully gonna run in 25 plus years. So let's hop on over and we'll do that. So I'm gonna let you see what we're working with here. We've got the auxiliary tank hooked up. I went ahead and threw the tank back on there just for cosmetic looks, but we've put some premix gas in there in case our oil pump doesn't work. So I'm about to turn it on. We'll see if this carb leaks, and I'm probably gonna move it outside just for that and in case it smokes a lot. So let's move it out there and we'll start kicking this thing over. All right, our fuel's on. Our key's on. We'll go ahead and kick this thing over and see what happens. Signs of life there. All right. Oh, it's got a lot of compression. As you can tell, it's kind of hard to do it with it on the stand without the wheel. I feel like it would be easier. I would like to hear it run one time, so that's how I hopefully plan to end the video. We'll keep kicking it a few more times. If not, we may just wait till part 2 if I get enough interest. I'll buy all the parts to completely rebuild it, get the wheel and everything, and then we'll start it up and take it for its first ride. So let's keep kicking it a little bit and we'll see what happens. Well guys, I couldn't give up on it. I knew this thing had to run. Oh look, this thing's pumping out a bunch of oil. Oh. I went inside and I was like, man, I know this thing has to run. So I come out here, I played with the idle screw a little bit, and I did it without the choke, and I was like, I know this thing's got to run. So started kicking it over a few times and it acted like it really wanted to run. So I was like, well, let me turn on the camera real quick, and I'm glad I did, because it finally did start up for us, and it is dumping out a lot of oil here in the front. So look at all those acorns coming out. Oh my goodness. I think it's smoking like crazy. You guys see all these acorns coming out back here? That pipe is slam packed, and this thing's leaking a bunch of oil too. So I'm glad we came back out here and checked this thing out. So I'm definitely gonna have to make a part 2 now. After everything that we've seen, this is definitely gonna be a big project. So we've got our work cut out for us for sure. I really just did not want to end the video on it not running and idling a little bit. So I'm glad that I came out here and tried again. If you guys would like to see a part 2 of this, I'm probably going to buy all the parts that's necessary to really get this thing up and running, see if we can drive it. So if that's something you're interested in, then make sure to like, share, subscribe. Leave a comment down below if there's something that you notice that maybe I could try in our part 2. But if we get enough likes on this video, then we'll do a part 2 on this, and we'll try to really get this thing on the road, take it back over to the original owner, show him, get his reaction, and we'll go from there. So I appreciate you guys watching. This has been fun so far, and I'm really excited to try to get this thing up and running. Anyways, in the meantime, check out some of my other videos. I've got a lot more content just like this if you enjoy this stuff. But we'll catch you guys in the next video, and I appreciate you guys watching.